I began teaching mostly because of the schedule for teachers. Educators have a good schedule, summers off and the breaks. And I was in Houston, Texas at the time, a new mom, and I was actually in between jobs, and I got an opportunity to teach at a charter school. Of course, you don't have to be certified in the state of Texas to teach in a charter school. You just have to have a degree. So I started in a pre-K kinder class, and I just fell in love with teaching. So I moved on to middle school in a long-term sub position, and it was for a social studies class. And we had so many meetings for core subjects that I vowed to never teach a core subject. And so then I got into, my background is in business, so I have a master's in business, human resources. So to make a long story short, in Texas, they had grandfather out the business certification. You were not allowed to take that anymore, so you had to be certified technology instead. So I passed the technology education test and became a technology teacher, and I haven't looked back. The greatest reward of being a teacher is just the connection with the youth. I love when my students pick up what I'm putting down, when they grasp the concept. I love when what I teach them as far as maybe social media or something with digital media, I love when they go home and they produce media and things that I can see. They'll come back and tell me like, oh yeah, I did this, or I updated my Instagram because of what you showed me, or I fixed my Canva, or I turned in an assignment using Adobe Spark instead of PowerPoint. So just to kind of see them relate to what I'm teaching and see the bigger picture, see that they can actually use technology in their real life. Everything I do is creative. I'm doing something creative every single day. My students are engaged every day. The most creative thing I've done maybe is have them start their own business. They had to come up with a logo, a commercial, actually have products, websites where their products are for sale. We create t-shirts, we create tumblers. The most creative assignment I'm creative all the time. It's hard to say. We do an assignment where they have to travel abroad. They have to book their flights, book their hotels. Then they have to tell me where they went and if they need a passport, what restaurants they ate at. That's one of their favorite assignments. We recreated a video, a movie scene, and they recreated White Girls. That was big time. And so I made them do the digital editing and that assignment. And they loved that. We did reels. I know I go to TAF because, and we made them edit those, so that was good. The list goes on. I try to be creative when I'm doing my assignments so that I do grasp their attention. Again, I'm not a core class, it's technology, so we do icebreakers. Would you rather do this or that? For opening questions. So we're just always engaged. We do group assignments. That's it. I went to Cincinnati Public School. I went to Hughes just like my students. There's not one real teacher that stands out. When I was at Hughes, I never thought I would be a teacher. I gave my teachers hell just because of what I was going through in my own personal life with my parents. So I never saw teaching in my future because I had an attitude and didn't really know where to place my anger as a youth, maybe between 7th and 10th grade. I think that's why I relate so well to some of the young women now, because a lot of the issues that they bring to school have nothing to do with what's going on in school. So I'm a product of that. All Black women that are successful are mentors. I look up to them. I try to find positive things in the women around me and bring those things to me. So I don't know if I have one. I like Oprah. When I was younger, I heard Oprah talking about being in her 40s and making up her mind and being able to make decisions, and how her 40s were like such a great time in her life. And me being 44 now, I understand that. I know exactly what I want, and I know that I'm going to go get it. Getting my master's was a huge accomplishment for me. Becoming a certified teacher. I mean, I've taught in Detroit Public Schools. I taught in Houston Independent School District. I taught in South Georgia in a rural area where I was some of their first black teachers. So I think being able, my experience in Georgia where I had some racist students, it was still like 2022, 2021. And to be able to travel around the United States and teach and be in different classes and at the end of the school year still have that same result and have the same love no matter where the student's coming from, I think is my biggest accomplishment. So every state and every city that I've taught in, at the end of the year, my students love me and they love my class and they want to keep in contact with me. So it's not just one accomplishment, but again, teaching in multiple cities because of my husband's job, I traveled and we traveled. So Cincinnati Public Schools is the 4th school district that I taught in my 10 years of teaching. So just being able to be successful wherever I am is my greatest accomplishment.